now. Get down, get down, get down now. Get down, get down, get down now. Get down, get down, get down now. I said my baby go and get down now. Don't see nobody but you. Girl, I broke out and I get down now. Don't see nobody. You know I do this shit for all my ladies. All my ladies.
BegMusic.com.
Man a rock star, so me know she see me. One time start wine, me know she freaky. More time my best friend, I link me charge you. One reason why me come this party, cause I can pick it down now. Get down now. Get down, get down, 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 get down. Make you remember, nothing for this life not accidental. I strap a knock instrumental. Why you no go green make I enter? You know I fresh past you then. Everybody know my agenda. And for your love I be defender. Anytime, any day for the calendar. I can pick.
Life me I know like trouble, oh. One man thing is another man's struggle, oh. Money no day today, money go day tomorrow. Feel good is a happy day. Oh no, pepe, 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 pepe. Oh yeah, oh yeah. No go they do pass yourself. No go do pass yourself. Pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. You don't get the money, you want do loud loud. Trouble they sleep, younger go wake up. Don't they forget tomorrow. Hey, feel good is a happy day. Hey, yeah, pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. No go they do pass yourself. Pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. Yeah, yeah. Pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. No go they do no. Pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. Forget say you make time. This self go make time too. I no come to chop and cool. Yeah, and my sicko load up with the oh. And that show where it's yadara oh. Yeah, pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. You go and no concern you. Pepe, 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 pepe. No go they do pass yourself. Father the great boy kiss.
Every preparation is all geared for the African Cup of Nations, a tournament most Nigerians have declared a must-win for the Super Eagles, and anything short of that will be unsatisfactory to some quarters of Nigerian football supporters. Well, We have to beat Ghana, we have to beat Cote d'Ivoire, we have to beat Morocco. Egypt and Senegal are still tough teams that are already waiting for their trophy moments. There are more underdogs are waiting to do more harm than good. Even Angola, remembering the memories of 2006, is always going to do us favor whenever we play these teams. We better take it easy with our team. That is my own view. Someone says, don't lower the expectations, but reduce the pressure on the lads. And again, we also have the Under-17 African Cup of Nations this weekend. It will be on the way. The Under-20 World Cup in a month's time is waiting for us in Poland. And the biggest football event as far as the women's game is concerned, the FIFA Women's World Cup, it will be taking place in France. That one is already at your fingertips in case you are a fan of football, and I know you already know the data. The trophy was on a tour this week in Nigeria as a form of awareness campaign, as a form of motivational trip, as well as a form of sightseeing, depending on how you see it for fans of the beautiful game. Should I ask this question? Are the Super Falcons set to win it under the tactician Thomas Danebe? Someone will say that will be a long shot. Well, a long shot can always be attained because any shot taken has a dropping point. Paul Johnson Wokolo is my name, and welcome to today's edition of Global Sports Update. Dani Alves has said to Paris Saint-Germain, you don't know the kind of gold you are having in your hands. In fact, it is even a diamond, because they are not treating their Brazilian star Neymar the perfect way. And according to the Brazilian star, anytime that PSG wake up and see Neymar in their dressing room, they should be singing praises all the time. The Brazilian veteran fullback says to all who wants to know, especially the French champions, that Neymar is at the same level with C. Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and should be treated with the same respect and adulation as both players by the Paris Saint-Germain club. Neymar is the world's most expensive athlete, and he has always been linked to a return back to Spain, something Alves says Paris Saint-Germain should better readjust or lose their star man. In what he said to the newsman, here everyone has not yet understood Neymar. When the ball is at his feet, there is always the likelihood of scent of flowers. It is like when you are around Messi. But here we do not understand Neymar. He always wants to get the ball and needs the ball, and he gives you what you don't have. I give him the ball and he does what he wants with it, says Dani Alves. For this man, Neymar should be made a saint even by the Pope. Surprised to know that Aaron Ramsey is leaving Arsenal after his recent magnificent displays for the North London club. Some are saying he is only doing it as an audition for what he will play when he starts training alongside the world's best player, Cristiano Ronaldo, in Juventus. But like it or not, Aaron Ramsey has continued to deliver for Arsenal this season in what will be a memorable final season, and his coach Unai Emery is enjoying every bit of the displays of his departing midfielder as much as he can, as long as it lasts. The Spaniard said, I think he wants to do something important with this club, to help us to do something important, because he feels a lot for Arsenal as a club. And when he's here with our fans, he always gives us more than all he can and gives us the best performance. And of course, Arsenal and Ramsey are hoping that Europa League is a trophy that will give him a befitting send-forth from the club, where he has won 3 FA Cups and scored 64 goals in more than 360 games. And not forgetting, he's still only 28 years of age. The Welshman, his final days in English football. Most pundits, ex-international coaches, and even players, they are wary of Senegal and Morocco. In this African Cup of Nations, that is the first fear you have to have. But what about the coach of Atlas Lions of Morocco, the coach himself, Hervé Renard? Which country does he see as his biggest challenge? The French-born tactician says an opponent from West Africa is his biggest threat, and he would like to meet them in the finals of the African Cup of Nations. Do you think it is Nigeria? Wait till you hear what he said. This man, of course, if you can't forget, he has won the Cup of Nations twice, and in those times, both were record-breaking tournaments he won, with nations like Zambia and Cote d'Ivoire not having won the Cup of Nations before Hervé Renard took them to the title in 2012 as well as in 2015 respectively. And now, the African football expert says, I would like to see my team Morocco play against Senegal in the final. Sad. This man, he doesn't respect Nigeria. I think it's the best possible stadium for both teams. A continental final, we will say let the best win. That would be good. It will also be moving, but there will be no gift. For him, Senegal versus Morocco is the final he wants to see. Well, if you ask me, I would say Nigeria versus Morocco will be the final I want to see. We are Nigeria's own General, who says he's Franco-German. We're playing against this Frenchman, his brother. And let's see who is going to outwit each other. And let's talk table tennis, because this one, they have been making us proud. If you can't forget, these are the boys and the girls of Nigerian table tennis. It is, of course, not surprising the win of Nigerian boys as well as the impressive displays of the girls at the just concluded African Junior Tennis Championship. That is the view of the president of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, Ishaku Tikon, who said the success of the boys and the girls team is as a result of the relentless effort, patience, and support of the stakeholders in the Nigerian table tennis family, especially the Ministry of Sports. The joy is that there is future for table tennis in Nigeria, said the elected president in Abuja. And that's a good one. In case you don't know, the Nigerian boys who won the African Junior Cadet Championship over Egypt and the girls who lost their final, winning silver, also against Egypt, reaching the finals, are set to make us proud more because they will be playing in Thailand in a month's time. That will be where the World Junior Tennis Championship will be taking place in Bangkok, starting from the 15th of May. And to Formula One, Lewis Hamilton, the fastest driver on earth in terms of anything that is racing on car, he's already feeling the pressure. He's hoping he makes up grounds against his teammate Valtteri Bottas, who is currently leading the Formula One drivers table. But then if we are to follow what happened on the Friday practice session, then it means that Lewis Hamilton is likely not to have any edge over his teammate in the Chinese Grand Prix. It's going to be a very tall order for the Mercedes driver. That is our observation. Hamilton has had a very bad practice so far, but then his teammate Valtteri Bottas doesn't seem to be struggling at all. Bottas continues to show he is in no mood to give or take any favors from Hamilton this time around. And Hamilton, after the Friday's practice session, said, "I was struggling with the car, so we've got work to do, particularly on my side, as Valtteri Bottas looked much more comfortable in his car than mine," said the 5-time world champion. And just to add, in case you don't know whether this man wins the Formula One title this year or not, his salary come the end of the year will still be up to £14 million. That is higher than what Cristiano Ronaldo earns, higher than what Messi earns, and higher than what Neymar earns. So drive like Hamilton, earn like Hamilton. That will be some of the sports stories that we're taking today for the sports show. And now I have to tell you, a man is going to speak to us. He is a man who has traveled far and wide, but then this is his first sojourn in Africa, taking care of female football. And who am I talking about? The coach of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, Thomas Danabi. He is a man who was awarded the best female coach of the year. And he's a man Nigerians have given a top order to impress us at the FIFA Women's World Cup. In a few weeks' time, that one will be kickstarting in France. Welcome to the show, Coach. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm in the car now for the moment, so that's probably why sometimes.
All right, talking about the friendlies that just took place some few days ago, Nigerians followed the matches. We wanted to know what the aim as well as the goal has been, whether it was achieved or it's still a process.
Yeah, first of all, now if you talk preparations, we will very soon have a domestic camp, and after that we will go to play the Waffen tournament. And this tournament will be almost only for domestic players, but we will try also to bring in some abroad players to the Waffen tournament. And after that, it's time to go to the pre-camp in Austria that will start May 20. With 27 players, and May 24 is the last day to pick the final 23. So just now we're trying to find out who's the best player. So we're working as possible, so we know that we really pick the right players for the final squad.
Looking at how much of input that you've done in the team in terms of inviting newer players, we saw Imotong, we also saw the Courtney DK coming into the team. What are your expectations to through the camp invitation more open to other foreign-based players as well as the local-based players to encourage competition, or you already have your mind in the team that you're getting for the World Cup?
Yeah, of course, when the only 2 weeks away from the tournament starts, World Cup, of course you have like 15 players that you are pretty sure about that they probably will be in the squad, but there is 7-8 spots to fight for. So that's for the reason now we will try to find out who of the domestic players that perform well in the Waffen tournament. And of course we also follow the players in Europe, USA, Spain, China, I mean. So but in the end we can only pick 23, and hopefully we pick the 23 players that are definitely in best form when we come together in Austria.
Wow. That's nice, coach. But let's talk about the games that you played, especially the one against Canada. This is a team that most pundits are saying they are also favorites for the tournament, and you gave them a good run for their money. And seeing that the coach also commended the effort of the Super Falcons against his team, even though it was a losing effort. What would you make of this friendly against the Canadians? And have you seen an improvement based on the competitive level of the Super Falcons against top sides?
Yeah. First of all, the game against Canada was a really good experience for us. It's that kind of game that always improve the team when you're playing the best. And you know that Canada also playing all their games in a very high pace. And that is good for us because that means that we need decision making. We need to pass the ball quicker. We need to pass the ball harder and so on. And also a test of your endurance. So that was a really good game. And the first half we really fought and played very, very well. We almost don't let them have any scoring goals. So, and we won the first half. But in the second half, we did a small mistake already in the beginning. We stopped playing when we think it was offside, and after that, we conceded a goal and we lost that half because of that. So when you come to the tournament in France, the World Cup, no any mistakes at all because small mistake can change the game totally, and that's what happened in Canada. But now it was friendly, so I think when we come to the World Cup, we can't do any mistakes at all.
And he says small mistakes could really cause the Super Falcons when they go to France. Believe you me, this man says he's going to work on that and ensure a better outing. But then it is not the concluding part. It is not the end of it all for this interview we had with the man who is in charge of taking Nigeria ahead in terms of football-wise is concerned in female side of the game. Paul Johnson Okolo remains my name, and thank you for always joining us on the show. Tomorrow we'll come back again once more next week on Monday. Keep sporting. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
Here, top of the evening to you. Welcome. It's still Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. And my name is Buchi Rafua. Welcome to the most weirdest show on radio, Chatterbox, here on Today 95.1 FM. And, well, just in case it's your first time of joining us here on Chatterbox, and you're wondering what exactly is weird about the show is all about weird stories. So you call in, you give weird stories, you give unusual reports. If they are creepy, if they are hilarious, whatever it is, as long as it's weird and it's uncommon, you could call in and share with us. And, well, I don't so much entertain dreams. If you have a dream, that's a dream. But I want live events. Things that actually happened live, and they are pretty weird. But today I'm going to start Chatterbox with some weird things that we actually eat here in Nigeria. Now, there are some weird things that probably you might not have heard of that's actually been eaten here in Nigeria. I'll start with termites. I don't know if you've been to the northern parts of the country, but then I actually, funny enough, I've actually eaten this thing before. They call it chinge in the northern parts of the country. They call this termite chinge. And you know when they come out now, when it's rainy and then there's light somewhere and they are all over the light. So what we do is that we usually we carry a bucket of water, and then as they are all heading towards the light, we start picking them one after the other, throwing them into the bucket. And then how did they even fry that thing? I can't remember because it's been a very long time. But I think what they do is that they don't take off their feathers, their wings, because somehow when you're frying it, it will go off. But what they do is that I think they spice it up. They just rinse it out of the water. They put them in the water so they won't be able to fly off again. They rinse it out of the water and then spice it with pepper, Maggi, seasoning, salt, and whatever it is you want to use to garnish it. And then they put it on the fire and fry it. They don't fry it with oil like so much. Do they even add oil to it? No, I doubt. They just put it in the fire and then just little tiny bits of oil, probably a drop of oil or something, and then they fry it. And oh my God, this thing is actually really, really delicious, if I would say, and maybe you should try it. But that's part of our weird. That's one of our first weird meal we eat here in Nigeria, and it's actually unusual. I don't know if they actually eat it in this part of the country. I really haven't seen anybody doing something like that. But I know in the north, as long as it's rained that night and NEPA made that, gives us that. How should I even put it now? Back then it was still NEPA, but right now it's PhD. As long as they just bring the lights and the light is on, you have dinner served, ready. And you could actually it's something they sell these things. Yeah, after frying it, some persons actually use this to make money. They sell this termites. Well, chinge, as I know it. And I would still have to share some other weird things that have been eaten in Nigeria. But before I do that, I would love to put up the phone lines just in case you know any weird food that they actually eat and you want to share with us. And probably it didn't make my list of weird food or weird meals eaten here in Nigeria. You could also call in. But you could also still call in and give us your weird story, whatever the weird situation you found yourself in at one point in your life or the other. You could call in and share with us. The number is 0817 0000951 or 0810 9510 951. 1. So back to our list of weird meals or weird food eaten here in Nigeria. I told you about termite, and we call it chinge. It's really nice. It's delicious. You should try it, especially those ones when the pepper is. It's not like it's too much, but it's not just something you cannot feel. When you feel the pepper in your mouth when you're eating chinge, oh, Jesus Christ. It's nice. So our second meal is bat meat. According to the polls, it's used as scary creatures in many horror movies. And these winged mammals can be found on many expressways, just waiting to be sold. It will surprise you that here in Nigeria, there some parts of Nigeria which I have not been able to place my hand on. Just in case you know where exactly there is bat meat, please let me know. But it was gathered that they actually eat bat meat here in Nigeria, just the same way they hawk. I think this meal is also weird. What's the name of that thing? Oh, Jesus. When I recall, I'll share it with you. They sell it somewhere around Warri, the south, like you're traveling towards Warri, Bayelsa. They sell that thing. I can't recall the name, but as soon as I do, I would share with you. So bat is the second meal they actually eat here in Nigeria. Even if I haven't eaten bat before, just in case you have, you can call in and share your experience eating bat meat. But of course, I have eaten termites. Chinge, I call it. So if you want to call it termites, good for you. But I call it chinge. When you call it termite, I won't eat. But when you call it chinge, just maybe I'm interested. 95.1.
Hello, Buti.
Hello, good evening. God's time.
Thank you, Buti, my sister.
Because this how they laugh like this. If let's say you don't chop bats before.
I hear now.
You don't chop bats?
Now, village from grow up now.
Which side? They chop bats for Bini?
We they chop them. Even the time and when you they talking now our food.
They chop termites too for Bini? How come I never see them chop them before?
I don't know why you don't see that one.
I don't see them. If I say, I mean, say I be. If I say I touch for that side though. This is why I never.
This is the way you talk. You say in a those states, you don't see anyone.
I don't see.
This is now with the this time and around that kind of July, August now.
Not only when I stay Kaduna, I chop termites. Chinge. I don't like to call them termites when I want to decide where I chop.
Tell me what they call them for your language, for your data language. Tell me, I want to hear them from you now.
Okay, because time, no worry, I go tell you another day.
You see her now.
I go tell you another day. I don't want to tell you now. If you call like any other name apart from Chinge, I no go chop.
Chinge no be Hausa, and Hausa that's not your language. How you call Chinge?
Why do you want to put me on the spot like this? Ejo, is there any weird food you have eaten that you would want to share with us?
Now, this I tell you, now you talk of that now. You talk of this salmon now.
Yes.
They eat them now.
Any other one where you don't chop?
This cricket. They eat them now.
Oh, just
now food.
They chop crickets too.
Yeah. Like say, you know, from where you from? Tell me.
I'm from Nigeria.
From Nigeria, just Nigeria.
Yes.
Not to get the particular corner where you belong to.
We all want Ogakosta. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Let me ask you, how does bat taste? Like bat meat? How do you prepare it and how does it taste?
It's just like a rabbit now.
It tastes like rabbit.
Yes, it's just a rabbit.
Bat.
As rabbit. So let's see, say when you eat from her, you also vomit the food.
Are you serious?
Yes. When the same way you eat the food like this from mouth, that's how we also vomit it. You know the shit, all the other animals.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Now so you always be.
So whenever you eat bat meat, you still have to vomit it. That's how it leaves your body.
I mean the bat, and the way they eat their food, also the same way they vomit. I don't mean human being. No.
Okay, I just say na human being. So how you prepare the bat meat? You they cut the hand, the wing come out.
They prepare rabbit.
Did they chop the head? Did they chop the bat head?
Eat everything. You know they eat
Jesus.
Monkey, this is not the eat up.
They chop monkey too. Which part of Nigeria they chop monkey? Okay, just say thank you very much. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, I'm cringing. I really haven't tasted bat's meat, but according to Ogagos time, it is as sweet as rabbit. I think I've tasted rabbit before. Even when they told me it was rabbit, I felt bad because I like the animal, so I didn't feel so good eating it, even if it was actually nice, but I felt terrible eating rabbit. But what's that weird food you've eaten? Or what's your weird story? 95.1 FM.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, my name is Embassy.
Embassy, where are you calling me from, please?
I'm calling from Alo.
All right. Embassy, go on.
I want to tell a story.
I'm listening.
Yeah. My story is about a man in the north. One certain time in the north, the driver and the car were carrying passengers.
Mm-hmm.
So the passengers was looking outside from the window.
Mm-hmm.
So a trailer was coming behind and cut off the head of the passenger that was behind.
Oh my God.
So when they get to the police stop, the police was checking them. Then the police discovered that there was a man that had no head that was in there.
Nobody noticed that the man was without a head already.
Nobody noticed.
There was no blood splash or anything.
They didn't notice it. The driver and the conductor, they were so busy. Everybody was entering. So when the police called, the policeman asked a question. Asked the driver that there is a man behind that has no head. That what happened to that man? The driver told him that his own work here is to drive the motor. He should go and ask the conductor. So he went and he asked the conductor. The conductor said that is how the man entered the vehicle. And that is how he saw him and he collected money from him.
I didn't see that coming. Did this actually happen, or you're just giving one story like that? I'm finding it difficult to believe that something like that actually happened. I really didn't see that coming. 95.1 FM.
Good evening, Buchi.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Chatterbox.
Okay, my name is David West.
David West, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, I've only eaten a monkey.
Oh, you've eaten monkey?
But the dry one.
Dried monkey?
Yes, smoked one.
They even smoke it too.
Yes.
But eating monkey, is it not just like eating a human being?
Listen now, that's what I want to tell you. Somewhere along the line, something made me to stop eating monkey, particularly the fresh one. There was a day I was in Bonnie. Somebody came with a monkey. Oh no, I went to visit a friend. And where I went to, the monkey was small monkey, baby monkey, was inside a bowl with water. From the waist side, the upper side, that is the head side, was cut off. So it was just the waist. And the way the monkey was positioned in the basin, it was as if it was a little baby, human being. So from that day, I said, no.
So from that day, you started eating only the dried and smoked monkey?
Yes, if it is not dry, I will not eat it.
But you're still eating a monkey now?
Yeah, of course, but then, not the fresh one.
Jesus.
The tight I saw that day.
See, it's actually giving me, I just got goosebumps hearing this. Oh my God.
So it was as if I am eating a human being.
That's when you're eating it fresh.
Yes, the way that monkey was positioned in that bowl.
How does it taste? How does it taste?
So when it is dry, the monkey meat is sweet.
Like sweet, like how do I explain it now?
Like a chicken, a dried chicken meat.
Fried chicken or dried chicken?
No, dried.
Dried chicken, that's how a dried monkey tastes.
the way after drying it, either you use it for a pussy soup or
so there's no particular way you can prepare it. You just do it like you're doing every other normal meat.
Yeah, you can use it for any delicacy.
How about the inside of the monkey? What do you use it for? Because I know they use the inner part of chicken, cows, goats for other things. They use them for pepper soup and all that. Do you eat the inner part?
Okay, that's the intestine and what else?
You said?
No. Is it intestine? And probably
the liver
and the rest.
Shaki.
No, I don't put there.
You don't do that? No. Okay, probably because it's fresh. Thank you.
Well, anyway, you see, there's this thing I don't think I will eat. So I didn't eat it.
What is that?
Snake. When you snake, even the bat.
Okay. Okay.
Not to talk of the people that eat human being, human flesh for real. When stay there, we have some tribes. It's a very good meal for them.
Human flesh.
The way God has arranged them, the people that do eat that meat are within a particular circle. So whenever they have intertribal conflict or war, so much meat in that place. So if you go there, you have to be careful.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you very much. No need. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. He says eating monkey tastes like eating dried monkey. He's not a fan of eating fresh monkey, as in fresh meat monkey, because the last time he saw the baby monkey, it was looking like a human being. So since that he doesn't enjoy eating fresh monkey, he likes them dried or fried. Do they grill them too? Good evening. Hello, welcome to Chatterbox. Hello.
Buchi?
Yeah, it's Buchi. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm calling you from Rumbuchi, Igwe Sunday.
Okay, Sunday, welcome to the program.
Yes. There's one thing I want to complain to you right now.
Well, is it a weird story? If it's Chatterbox, if it's something for area talk, you might need to send a text message.
The something I want to tell you how Rumbuchi is. Rumbuchi is to have a placard over 5 years
No,
now.
you need to call on area talk. Area talk is from Monday to Thursday. Right now it's Chatterbox. So if you have any weird story, you can share with us. But if it's issues related to that and you think it's urgent, you could send a text message.
Okay, that I will call you on Saturday or Sunday again.
No, not Saturday or Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 7 to 8. Yes, 7 to 8 p.m.
Okay, I'll call you. I'm a brother to only a wife brother.
Oh, okay. Good to hear from you. Thank you very much for calling in. Sorry, it's actually Chatterbox. And what we do here on Chatterbox is strictly weird talk, weird stories, weird food, weird days, weird weather, weird people. As long as it's weird and it's a gist, please bring it in. Let's hear 95.1 FM. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. I'm good. Thank you.
My name is Prince.
Prince, you're welcome.
Let me tell you today. My parents tell me about this today when I was that is the place. There is a place in a place. What this thing happened in my community.
Okay.
And when the man marries the wife now, the wife asked her to give him. The wife asked him to give him money so that he will go and play his head.
Okay.
And you know what? When the husband gave him this money, after putting the head, he was going somewhere with the husband, and rain started falling.
And the network had to cut you off. Sorry, please, but do also call back so we get the remaining parts of that weird story. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, monkey.
You don't chop monkey too?
Monkey. I don't have this one.
I know, Nan. Then you ask you don't chop monkey. Ogago style.
People could die.
Jesus. Ogago style, you dey chop, shao.
I dey chop when I dey village now.
Okay, now we don't come township. You know they chop all those things again.
You know they here again. You know they here now. You know, for our place, they do this farm, rice farm now.
Okay.
All those things, you know, so before you plant rice, those that place now take a forest. And we have all those monkey and the crocodile and everything in that place now.
Okay.
I mean, we take the relax for bush.
Abi.
And you know, so even that farm rice, you go stay for bush for 1 month before harvest the rice. You go stay there. You don't go come house. You go remain in the bush.
For 1 month.
For 1 month till you harvest the rice now.
Oh yeah, now Augusta, you've been called for another weird story or another weird food. Which one?
Which one?
You
talking now?
Now weird story now. Anything weird?
Now the same word. Now you make me the talk of this thing now. When person talk of monkey, you shout. This one you shout. Like say you are not from Nigeria.
I never chop on before. If you don't chop on, just
where you come say now, and you the sound like Oyinbo.
Augusta, thank you, I beg. I'm in Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm in Nigeria and Augusta, and although I haven't eaten all these things, but I'm from Delta States, and well, 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Good evening, Buchi.
Good evening to you.
Yes, this is Abraham.
Abraham, how are you doing today?
Yeah, no, I like that fine.
Abraham, it's your first time of calling me on Chatterbox.
No, be small. Now the matter now want to carry come out.
Okay, I did hear you.
You see this monkey issue. I tell you, monkey the best meat yo. Let's take and blow. And I'm telling you, we eat our way well. Really. You know the when your wife get belly, you use this monkey. I tell you, yeah, picking. When they want that picking, that thing goes smart like a I tell you what in there. He goes smart. He is smart of the picking. He goes surprise. The picking go to chop like a monkey. I tell you.
Don't make me laugh this evening. So if woman get belly, when they give her monkey, make she chop.
I tell you.
So when she chop monkey, the child will come smart like monkey.
I tell you.
So the child not go smart like human being. Apart from monkey, okay, I hear you.
See, I tell you, for our side, if your wife get belly.
Which of your side exactly? Iwa Brahma, which of your side exactly? Na Rumodogo.
Rumodogo, yes. I am telling you.
Okay.
If you are wife get belly, you get our people when they go shoot the things like bush, you go request them. So that when you go.
But why you go want to make your child smart like monkey when the child supposed smart like normal human being? Tapi monkey smart past normal human being.
No be say you no go act like human being. But everything about the child, would they do fast. They even to you go dey fast, you know. That is why our people they like to chop it when their wife get belly.
So everything go dey sharp. As the child they come out, it go dey sharp. When the child won't go school, sharp. The child won't walk, sharp. It go dey sharp like monkey.
I tell you, in brain, sharp, everything.
So monkey brain sharp as human being brain.
I tell you, I think it's not go dey lazy for ground. You know, there's some people they go like it before they are beginning go work out.
This is interesting. Apart from monkey, which any other one under the chop again?
No, me don't know the job. I never seen me don't know the job.
Jesus.
Now start the woman be who know the job.
Snake unko.
Snake. Me, if I think I know the chopper, but some people the chopper.
Okay, Iwa Brahma, when you chop monkey, how the thing they do you? Like, what's the feeling?
I mean, enjoyment. I put when they got a finish, they carry small pepper, carry oil, turn and together.
Which one you prefer? You prefer monkey fried or grilled or cooked or as in boiled Or how you they like your own monkey?
Now to cook them for soup, okay? When you cook and finish, you go bring.
Iwabroma doesn't sit. Oh my God, Iwabroma, thank you very much for calling. So just in case you want your child to be smart, I don't know about the smart part, but as fast as a monkey. Maybe when your wife is pregnant, according to Iwabroma, if you give them monkey meat to eat, they that's fast. Good evening.
Evening.
Welcome.
Thank you. You calling from Abia.
From Abia State. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. My story is this. It has to do with your station. Today, I like listening to Today95.1fm. Today, I was around 10 o'clock when I wanted to listen to the program on your radio. I suddenly heard I was hearing up and this, that. And I realized that it was Comfort 95.1 FM. You? I said, we have 295.1 FM in the South.
Okay.
It confused me. I was really baffled because I love 95.1 FM.
Yeah.
But when I threw the station, I knew I was on the 95.1. Then I suddenly heard someone saying about that fan. He said, I don't think I have that fan in 95.1 FM.
Okay. Okay.
So they said 95.1 FM, Comfort 95.1 FM.
Think we get reports like that. So thank you very much for letting us know. We'll work on that.
Okay. I think there should be something about it. I think because your station came before that station.
No, don't worry about that. As long as they were clashing and it was interfering. Just thank you very much for letting us know. We've gotten reports like that, but we'll work it out.
Okay.
So do you have any word story for us?
That's my story.
That's not a word story now. Haba. Thank you. What's the weird food they eat at Abia State? What's the weird thing they eat that actually nobody eats?
From my side, there isn't much. You don't have much bush. You don't have this.
Okay. So you guys are not even tasting monkey. Okay, no problem.
No, you can't even see the animals on my side.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Salawes, is that you?
Yeah, in spirit. That's why you're a pastor.
Salawes, good to have you on the program.
That monkey is a very good meat.
You too, you've eaten monkey before?
I didn't know now. It was when I saw the hand. I said, what is this? The one will serve you monkey too. Some people, they say the palm very sweet, according to me. I don't go feed that one because it looks like human hand.
Aish.
But the meat itself is very sweet.
Monkey meat.
When it's dry. The one I ate is a dry. I didn't even know that it was monkey.
Oh God.
It was when I saw the hand. They were, eating the hand. I said, what is this? Yeah, it's monkey. Anyway, I have a weird story.
Please go ahead.
This one happened to me, when I was small, there's one fish they call atabala. It's one of good fish, normally have here. But you've not eaten it.
I don't think so.
It's a very good, sweet, but it has a center bone. So it's my mother's best fish. She normally use it to cook stew, So one of these days, she prepared a delicious stew, cook rice, white rice. So we ate. So in the night, normally they will wake us up. Oh, you go and peace, So they didn't wake me up. So when they wake me, I just went straight to the kitchen.
Oh, Salawes, I think you've shared the story with us. You weed inside the pot?
Yes, I just opened the pot and started.
You've shared the story with us sometime in Chatterbox.
No, the one I said is the one I went to my mother's where she kept her shoe and piece upon the shoe she kept.
where she kept her shoe.
Okay, let me hear this one in full.
This one is, I just opened the bottle of this, empty all my. So when my mom, younger sister, they said they told to take me out. He went outside. She was looking for me. Where is this guy now? He went to the kitchen, saw me. And we were inside the pot, man. Still the beating there.
The sleep run from your eye.
I thought that I was sleeping. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought that.
But you opened the pot with your hand. You still didn't know what was going on.
I just went straight in. My God, small children.
So, anyways, thank you very much for sharing. Oh God. Well, if I was your mother, only God knows what I would have done to you that day. Meanwhile, I believe some persons eat dog meat, which I have not eaten. But I've seen my brother eating dog meat, and I couldn't stand it. But should I say that's weird? It's not so weird because basically almost every state in Nigeria eats dog meat. I don't know if there's a particular place that doesn't eat dog meat. I would love to know where that place is. But I think even in Delta states, in the north, here in River State, I've seen some persons eating dog meat. In Benin, they eat dog meat too. So, it's limited. In case you know any place that they don't eat dog meat, I really would love to hear from you. Places like Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ondo, Lagos, Haba, they eat dog meat properly cooked and served. And they even mix it with palm oil, palm wine, and some persons. Yes, I've seen someone. There's this food they call this plantain. They do it at Bayelsa. What's the name of that meal? Is it kekenap? Something kekenap or something. I can't recall exactly, but I've seen someone eating that meal with dog meat, and you should see the sweat coming out from this guy's body, and he was really enjoying himself. And I'm like, oh God, what am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. But in case you've done that combination, and if you recall the name of that food I'm trying to call, please remind me. 95.1 FM. Hello, good evening.
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
I have a story to tell you.
All right, go ahead, please.
When I was very little, there was this woman that died in my place. And in our place, we found together. When we were their family has a one large farm like that. So one of the days, and that was, are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
One of the days, that was a market day. We went to the farm, the little things. This woman have died, and she had been buried. We saw this woman live in the entrance of her farm with placing on her head, walking into the farm. All of us ran and we are shouting. All of us ran away. So the thing baffled us when we came back and we told our head, they said, why did you go to the farm on the market day? You don't know, you see those people that died. And some of them will come to the farm to collect what they sell in the market.
Are you serious?
To buy things. So that's a story. That what I'm telling you is what I saw with my eyes, a life story.
So, wait, I know I've asked this question before, but I would love to ask you, because you said you saw it with your eyes. Are they actually the same persons, or just some spirits that take the form of that person?
Well, I can't tell, but all I know, we saw
you saw the person, Koro. Okay. No worries.
That person that has died and has been buried.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I also heard a story that when you go to the marketplace, actually not everybody you see in the markets are actually human beings. Some of them are spirits, and they even trade like normal human beings trade, like they do their business, and a full-fledged human being actually go to buy from these spirits. And I don't know, is there any implication to that when you buy stuffs from spirits like that in the market? Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Peter.
Peter, where are you calling me from?
Port Harcourt.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, please.
Before I say the story, I want to ask you something. What about Kimberly?
Kim is doing great. She's on a study leave right now.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Oh dear, sorry about that. I lost you there. But like I said, Kim is doing great. She's on a study leave, and that's why you've not been hearing from her. But as soon as she gets back, you'd surely and definitely hear from her. Meanwhile, back to our weird meals here in Nigeria. I actually heard they eat cow brain, as in the brain in animals like cow, goat, sheep. They actually break the head in two, bring out the brain, or some persons would just cook the brain there like that and then break it and start sucking it like that. I don't know where they do that, but I've heard stories like that. If you do that, I would love to hear. I think my mom... No, she doesn't eat the head. No. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
I do eat the brain.
Hello, West, is this you?
Especially fowl.
You eat the brain of chicken?
Yes, very sweet.
Jesus.
Very sweet.
Have you tried the one from cow or goats?
Where will you see it now?
How about now?
Unless you buy complete cow head.
But can't you go to where they kill them, the abattoirs, and tell them to bring out the brain for you?
Unless that now, who goes to all those places? They will buy from the people who buy from slaughter. So I don't go to slaughter to buy them and use.
So the brain of a chicken is really sweet. Is it sweeter than the other part?
Nowadays children, they don't know what we enjoy when we are small.
I beg you.
The head, they fight for the head. Head. And I am the first one, so nobody dares it.
Oh, they give it only to the first sons?
Yeah, my younger sister will say, I'm the first daughter too, so two of us will share it.
So I heard they usually fight for the leg.
I don't like the leg. It's just bone. The head is very sweet, you know. These days you kill chicken.
You eat the eyes, you eat the brain, you suck the brain.
The brain. Yeah, I break it, I go to the brain straight. Suck it, very sweet.
Really?
I have another way story I just want to share.
Okay, quickly, Salowes, just 1 minute.
Okay. I worked in Warri briefly.
Yes.
I started looking for where I will shelter my, So I saw one lady, small. So I saw one lady. I was just 1 week old in Warri. I don't know anybody. So I saw a lady, one old woman selling. Then I ran into there. I complained to the woman and said, look, this guy is after me. I don't speak Urobo now. So they went and started speaking Urobo. I asked the woman, what do I say? He said, there'll be 419. So I play their sister, why you? There'll be all those syndicates where they collect money, where they send their babes abroad. Me? He said, yeah, only you. Today you don't escape. So I brought my ID card. Show people. This guy works, even though he's company. I brought complimentary card too. Show. They say, see, I told you with the 419. He has 2 ID cards. he has ID card. He brought another. It was one guy who said, no, this is complimentary card, not ID card. This guy is a gent. Don't begin to speak Urobo, come the verse for them. So I don't want to leave this guy now. They come to tell the guy and say, he wants for show for us.
Oh.
Man. I say, now so this time be. So when I go to, I just narrated the story to my guy. Say, this is what you. If you close, just try it and talk yourself. Don't just dress corporate because those boys will follow you.
Wow.
That was my experience.
Thank you very much, Salowes. Your life is quite interesting. A whole lot has happened to you. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
But just the way they talk, we they eat them here.
God's time. Thank God say you call because I know say you don't chop everything. How about grass cutter feces? I hear say that they chop them for Nigeria. They use and prepare soup.
Grass cutter.
The droppings from grass cutter.
The fish now. Oh.
As in the feces. Not be say the grass cutter himself, the feces of the grass cutter.
Everything about grass cutter sweet. Sweet, the sugar.
You say if you don't chop that side.
Hell, everything.
And they finalize the name feces, so I should say you know the real name as in grass cutter this thing.
The one when I know, na grass cutter would they call am for my place. I don't know another name about that. Na grass cutter I know am for. We they eat them. No, this way they talk is not even busy or West story. Now, really thing, now you they talk, but they talk, now just make me know that you are not
It's weird for me, oh.
I am telling you now, so they talk.
Grass, I know they talk about the grass hopper himself, oh, as in grass cutter feces.
That's what
they
I'm
are
saying
excreta.
Now. That's the other one where they tell they cook a goosey soup.
Jesus.
Eh? You just do like say you are not from.
Sorry, please I touch. I over touch. The touch don't reach that level. But no one, I like I'm like that.
Oh.
I'm not gonna chop that kind of thing. Thank you very much, Gostain. Hey. Gostain in the chop show. Good evening. Sorry, I lost this one. Apart from Gostain, how many other persons have actually eaten grass cutter feces? I love to hear from you. Because that's like the weirdest of all. Good evening.
Evening. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, have you eaten grass cutter feces?
No, it's not actually the feces. What happens if you remove the intestine?
Yes.
Because the intestine is delicate. You don't need to spread it. All you need to do is just puncture it and remove some of the excreta. Some will remain there. Then you cook it together.
No, but they say they collect the droppings, like as it's dropping, they are collecting it. They use it to prepare soup. Gostain just said they use it to make a goosey soup.
No, I don't know.
But you eat the remnants in the stomach.
No, you remove it. I know it's large because the intestine is delicate. If you want to remove the thing will be cut into pieces. All you need to do is use your knife, puncture it, then you squeeze it. A lot of them will go out. Then some of them will remain. Then you cook it together. Okay, but I have a story for you.
All right, go ahead.
My dad told me this story about one man from our place. His name is James. So he plays a lot. So one day, the mother said to go and fetch water. He didn't go. He went to play football. And the mother said he wasn't going to give him food. All right. The man came home that after playing. The mother refused. He went to bed. So he was sleeping. He wasn't sleeping. He was getting the situation. After about just midnight, the man did as if he was sleeping, snoring. He began to cry in that year, as if he was in the dream. I will not eat your own. I will eat my mother's. I woke up and the mother woke up and said, go. He said somebody was calling him to come and eat in the dream, and he doesn't want to eat in the dream. The mother woke up that night and made food for him, and he ate. So when he woke up in the morning, he started with his friends. Everyone was laughing. That was how he took the
smart guy. I want to believe that the mother didn't eat monkey when she was pregnant for the guy.
I don't know about monkey or chimpanzee. I don't know the one she ate.
Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing that. Well, our stories today seem hilarious. It's good though. It's been a while since I got creepy stories. I think I got one last week. Yes. 95.1 FM. Good evening. Hello. Okay, I lost this one. Now, there's this other weird thing. I find it weird. Gostain will tell me I'm not from Nigeria or something. I'm very much from a Nigerian, Delta State, or Guashuku precisely. But there's this thing I find really weird. I just got the name now. I was trying to recall as at then when I started the show. They call it edible worm. Up till now, I've actually... On my way to Port Harcourt, I was coming from Benin to Port Harcourt. I actually paid for it just so I can eat it. But looking at it does something to me, and I find it weird eating it. I've tried, I've really tried. I made efforts to actually eat it, but it's not working because I hear people saying it's very delicious, it's sweet, it's just, and it's awesome. But I don't know. I find that as something weird we actually eat here in Nigeria, though. 95.1 FM. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Clinton on the line.
Clinton?
Yeah.
Good to have you on Chatterbox today.
How far? How was the day?
It's been great. It's been awesome. Chatterbox is making it more interesting.
Alright. I've heard all these people have said there, and you get to know that all those meats are made, but just on the one that those meats are meant to
be eaten.
Yeah, those meats are meant, but depends on individual different, because once your appetite doesn't welcome us, it has been a order like that.
No, but there are actually some animals like bats, and it's actually weird for someone to say they eat bats. For me, it's just like saying you eat owl.
Is it not God's creature?
I know it's God's creature, but there are some things that, although the Bible said there's nothing clean and unclean, at a particular point they were saying there are some clean food and some things that are unclean. But it's just somehow for some kind of things that we eat, it just feels awkward.
Awkward from human perspective now, but it's awkward from human perspective, but it's all good. It's very nutritious.
Very nutritious, you say. Okay, thank you. So, which one have you eaten?
Yeah?
Which one have you eaten?
I'm not good in eating all those things. I'm still a victim of your type, as in.
Okay, no, wala. Mine is very bad, though. I can be very selective when it comes to those things, and it will just amaze you the ones I eat. But thank you very much. Thanks for calling in. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, Buchi, I called back to assist you with the name of one of the places.
You said?
Almost called Keke Nape.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear
Sir,
me?
yeah, who am I speaking with, please?
My name is David West.
Oh, David West, you're calling back.
So assist you with the more. You are calling the name of the food, and you almost call it Keke Nape.
I know there's something keke about the food.
Now, I want to tell you the name.
I'm listening, please.
It's Keke Fear.
Yes, fear. Oh God, how could I have forgotten that?
Peculiar way,
that's the
one
food.
particular way of eating it, which I don't like.
How?
You know, this snail. They do not bring out the snail from the shell. They keep the snail's weight inside the shell. And when it is okay for eating, they eat it directly inside. That's to say, the snail and slime.
Isn't there a way they clean it?
They do not clean it. They just wash the snail, put it inside the pot, cook it together.
But that's almost the same thing with what's this thing they eat here? Periwinkle.
You cannot say they are.
Well, they are. Because the periwinkle, you don't. They just suck it directly like that.
And now, periwinkle does not have slime.
Yeah, true.
So, snail is having slime, and you need to extract the slime, put the slime from the snail.
What if the slime is healthy for them?
I don't know. Maybe it's healthy for them. That's why I cannot eat snail with inside. So, I'm not used to eating it like that.
Wow.
Now, there is this other food some people eat in Benue State. Have you been to Benue to go to the side?
I haven't. What's the food?
House rat.
Jesus.
House rat.
Wow. As in, hey, the house rats, as in the normal house rats, they actually eat it. Not like the bush rats.
No, the normal house rat.
Have you tried it before?
Well, I think I don't try it, but I see them.
Have they been able to explain what it tastes like, how it feels?
I cannot explain because...
No, like, since you've seen them eat it now, haven't you asked them?
But they say it's sweet. Try it in the barbecue form.
Oh, wow. It really must be delicious. Thank you very much, David West. Thanks a lot. Yeah, the name of the meal I was trying to remember was keke. I knew there was something about there was some keke about the name, and I didn't recall the other part. Thank you very much, David West, for reminding me. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
My name is James.
Your name is?
James.
James, welcome to Chatterbox.
And before I go on, can I ask you a question?
Well, it depends.
Okay. Are you from River State here?
No, I'm not.
Hello?
I'm not. Sorry. I lost you there, but you could call back. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good
evening to you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I trust you are too.
Yeah, you think you give a calling.
Okay, good to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah, my own way story is Python. Have you heard about Python before?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I was trying to avoid those that set of animals.
Python is a good meat. You know, in my side we do eat it.
Is it just python you eat? You don't eat other things, like other species?
Yeah, we do. Some persons do eat snake, but me myself, I don't eat snake.
How about cobra? Oh God! This particular set, I don't know how it doesn't go well with me at all. Even just talking about it, it doesn't feel so good.
Really?
Nah.
That's serious. Even monkey, we eat monkey also.
Okay. Do you like it dried as well?
Yeah. That one is very nice. When it's dried, you know. It will just go well.
This thing is doing me. Oh, you're going to look for monkey dried one to eat. But I know, even if I see it, even if they place it in my front, as long as you tell me that this is what it is, I know I won't eat.
Yeah. Just taste it.
No, unless you just dish it in the food and I'm eating, I'm like, wow, this thing is sweet. But don't tell me because I might just end up throwing up. Nah.
That is it's a nice delicacy. It's easy to prepare soup and like the python, if you use it with pepper soup and you know python has a poison, right?
Yeah.
Python has poison and that poison can kill.
So how do they get it out?
In my side, whenever we get python, you know, you get python from the swampy area, and and you just remove the head and cut off it from where the poison is.
Okay, the poison is actually in its tail.
Yeah. And we normally throw the poison inside an ocean.
Why? If you don't throw it, what will happen?
Somebody, maybe a wicked one, can just pick it and use it to poison somebody. Immediately they put the poison into a drink. Maybe you're drinking with people, they put that poison into that drink. You are off.
Are you serious?
So, so they don't dispose. In my side, immediately we keep python. The people, the community must make sure that the poison is being taken off.
Disposed.
So that's how they do.
Wow.
So just throw it.
Like I asked, the other one I asked you, don't they eat it? Do you guys eat it too? Ask the other one. I want me to call the name again. Cobra.
No.
People don't eat that one.
Some people may eat it. I don't eat that one. Yeah.
Oh, scorpion. Do you eat scorpion?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, ghost time that eats everything. Have you eaten scorpion? I'm sure he will call back and face me. 95.1 FM. Sorry. Yeah, that's true. Scorpion is like the only thing I haven't heard people say they eat. Do you eat scorpion? And what does it taste like if you actually eat scorpion? Okay, ghost time does eating everything. Have you eaten scorpion before? We have less than 3 minutes to the top of the hour, and by then 10 o'clock the world news comes up. Let's see how many calls we'll be able to take. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Hi.
Very well. Quickly, your name. Oh dear. All right, you registered in. Thank you. One more call. Have you eaten scorpion?
No, we don't eat scorpion in my place. We eat cricket, another thing. I eat all kinds of animals. Especially that monkey you are talking about, very sweet. Especially that egg, they used to give me the egg because my grandfather.
The head?
The egg, very sweet. There are some meat by that egg. If you use it to cook this granite.
Oh Jesus, he was going to mention granite soup. That's another thing that I haven't eaten. As much as I know they make it at home, I avoid that thing. I don't know why. But enjoy the rest of your evening. Coming up next is the world news here on Today 95.1 FM. If you're turning up, please turn up wisely, and please be careful. Stay safe, stay happy, look out for yourself and for your neighbors as well, and always stay thankful. It's always a privilege to be alive and to be here. Good evening.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them.
Good evening, this is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Kyla Dakurubatibo. In the headlines, Rivers State Police Command announces restriction of movement in 4 local government areas where supplementary elections would be taking place tomorrow. The affected local government areas include Abua Odwa, Awuda West, Gokana, and Opobo Inkora. In a statement issued by the spokesman of the command, Nnamdi Omoni, the police disclosed that it has deployed a total of 3,060 personnel to be complemented by the deployment from other sister security agencies to provide safety, security, and maintenance of law and order in the affected LGAs. According to the statement, the Commissioner of Police, Usman Bella, who is also the chairman of the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security, after a meeting of the agencies and other bodies directly charged with the responsibility of superintend over the elections, agreed that VIPs or politicians are barred from going to any voting center with their security details. The statement also said all entry and exit points to the affected LGAs will be completely blocked until the elections are over, adding that no commercial activities will be allowed close to the polling units. The National Orientation Agency has flagged off its post-election reconciliation and peace building for development in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State. Correspondent Alfred Alerici reports that women drawn from different communities were in attendance, as well as security agents and other government agencies. In his address, the Director General NOA Gaba Abari appealed to winners at the elections to embrace everyone, including those who did not win. Gaba Abari, who was represented by the State Director Young Ayotamino, while addressing newsmen, said the sensitization is to sue for peace in the local government.
One state, the state is River State. It belongs to all of us. It is not anybody's particular inheritance, and we must all join hands together to make sure that we build the states. Incidentally, what we are beginning to witness is that unlike during the elections, that we're even beginning to register more deaths than we had during the elections. And most of these deaths have been attributed to, they said, cult wars, gangsters, and so on. So we think that anybody that is behind it, they should shed the sword and let the state move forward. We need peace in this state so that we can attract investors and...
Some of the security agents and government officials who spoke appealed to parents to advise their children to desist from acts capable of causing violence.
So what I want to give, they use your children to promote enhancing their communities in the society. And by the time they give them, what is their business? They have paid them. And you give them over because of politics. You will never be one day. Is that you remember him? You remember him? You remember him? Was this issue of violence in River State in particular has caused a lot of havoc. In both election violence we experience. It's our responsibility to take care of the children that we have, that God has given us. We have not. So these are the things. And even you, sir, you also have that duty to sensitize them not to do drugs. It will do them more harm than good. So as a mother.
Meanwhile, stakeholders in the Niger Delta region have condemned the role played by some government institutions during the last general elections in Nigeria. The stakeholders were from various sectors of the society, including the security, media, civil society, academia, religion, traditional institution, and people living with disabilities. During a stockholders briefing, participants called for a change in the attitude of some government institutions, including the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Nigerian military, towards electoral process in the country. They believe that the move will help in the enshrinement of peace in the country. Participants at the event reviewed the roles played by the various government institutions during the election. The immediate past Chief Security Officer of Rumuji Community in Emowa Local Government Area of River State, Aniele Ogbu, has congratulated Governor Nyesom Wike for his re-election as the governor of the state. Briefing newsmen in Port Harcourt, Aniele described Governor's victory as well deserved and expressed belief that the governor will restore peace and stop youth restiveness in Rumuji Community. Aniele, who stressed the need to reduce violence in the Rumuji community, blamed companies in the area for not providing employment for the members of their host community.
I congratulate our governor, Chief Barrister Ezebunwo Wike, on his well-deserved victory. I also plead with Mr. Governor to use his good office as the governor to ensure that criminality in Emowa reduces to its minimum. Rumuji people are suffering. We are suffering due to insecurity. I appreciate your effort, but please, sir, do more. I see unemployment as a major cause of social vices and unrest. We have multinational companies in my areas, but they neglect our youth. They do nothing to engage them in Rumuji.
The Africa Action Congress in River State has reacted to the recent cold-related violence leading to several killings in parts of the state. The AAC described as unfortunate the insecurity in the state at the point it claims other states are working hard to grow their economies and promote development. The governorship candidate of AAC, Bukwamabo Awara, in the statement called on the presidency to come to the rescue of Rivers people and bring the perpetrators of the killings and their sponsors to book. Awara alleged that it is now obvious the laws. A Port Harcourt-based legal practitioner identified as Frank Igwe has been shot dead around Ozuoba community in Obiakpo local government area of River State. A source who claimed to have witnessed the incident said unknown gunmen trailed the lawyer to a bar along Umboba Choba Road and shot him dead. Our source said the lawyer, who was on his professional attire when he was shot, was on his way to court this morning before being attacked by the gunmen. Our correspondent who has visited the scene of the incident reports that personnel from Ozuoba Division have arrived at the place and are making arrangements to remove the corpse and deposit it at the mortuary. Meanwhile, the owner of the bar has been invited by the police as investigation into the matter begins. Two rival court leaders have been fingered in the recent killings recorded in the Auda local government areas. Residents say one Obodo, also known as VIP from Ochigba community in Auda East, and Kumasi from Okogbe in Auda West local government area have been responsible for the clashes in Auda. The residents who said the clashes have been reported to the police said the violent court leaders have also made security agencies their targets. President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja tomorrow for N'Djamena, the capital of Chad Republic. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen. Shehu explained that the purpose of the president's trip was to participate in the extraordinary session of the Conference of Heads of State and Government of the Community of Sahel-Saharan States, (CENSAD). The statement said President Buhari and other regional leaders are expected to join their host and current chairperson of CENSAD conference, President Idris Deby Itno, to deliberate on security and politics, among other issues. Other issues to be discussed include peace and ways to address multifaceted threats in CENSAD areas, especially Boko Haram and refugees, and make a declaration on the entry into force of CENSAD revised treaty intended to fast-track the realization of the objectives of the body. Opening session of the conference, special awards will be given to heads of state and military contingents in Mali, Sudan, Somalia, Central African Republic, and in the Lake Chad Basin. President Buhari would be accompanied to the meeting by Governors Kashim Shettima, Akinwumi Ambode, and Adegboyega Oyetola of Borno, Lagos, and Osun states, respectively. Others are Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, Minister of Interior Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambaza, Minister of Defense Brigadier General Mansour Danali, and the National Security Advisor Major General Mohamed Mongono. Also expected to accompany the President are Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Ahmed Abubakar, Comptroller General of Immigration, Mohamed Babandede, and the Federal Commissioner for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, Sadiya Farouk. President Buhari will return to the country at the end of the conference on Saturday. The federal government says the number of out-of-school children in the country has reduced from 13.2 million to 10.2 million following various interventions of the government and development partners. The Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Ademu, disclosed these at the 12th edition of the Ministerial Press Briefing on the OSC phenomenon held in Abuja. The minister, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Sonny Echono, said conflicting figures of out-of-school children were being given, ranging from 10 to 13 million. According to him, the reasons adduced for the phenomenon include, but not limited to, the financial incapacitation, violent conflicts, and ignorance on the part of parents and guardians. He added a lack of political will to confront the ugly phenomenon, socio-cultural complexities, distance to schools, physically challenged children, child labor, migration, and orphanage, all the challenges of the out-of-school children. The minister listed the most endemic states of the out-of-school children to include Kano, Akwa Ibom, Katsina, Kaduna, Taraba, Sokoto, Yobe, Zamfara, Oyo, Benue, Jigawa, and Ebonyi. According to him, the concerns of the current administration are to find an empirical means of getting the figures right and the best ways of reducing the number to the barest minimum. The National Assembly has released the details of its budget for the 2018 fiscal year. The Office of the Senate President disclosed the details of the budget in a tweet. It explained that the disclosure was in line with the commitment of the leadership of the 8th Assembly to accountability and transparency. Reports say the details were released following pressure from human rights activists and civil society groups in the country. Out of the 139.5 billion naira earmarked for the National Assembly, the Senate got a total of 35.58 billion naira, while the House of Representatives had 57.4 billion naira. The National Assembly Office got 15.38 billion naira, just as the Legislative Aids and the National Assembly Service Commission had 10.20 billion naira and 2.73 billion naira, respectively. Similarly, the National Assembly Legislative Institute got 4.37 billion naira, while 1.14 billion naira was earmarked for service-wide vote of the legislature. The details further show that 12.3 billion naira was earmarked for general services, while the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate and the House got 118.97 million naira and 142.76 million naira, respectively. From the details released, there were no figures attached to the line items in the details of the 2018 budget released by the National Assembly. Publicity secretaries of the All Progressives Congress in the Northeast Geopolitical Zone under the umbrella of the APC Forum of Public Relations Officers have aligned with the agitation of the Southeast Geopolitical Zone to produce the Speaker of the House of Representatives for the 9th National Assembly. The APC spokesperson said their decision to align with the Southeast is born of the fact that all zones of the country should be allowed equal representation in the government in the spirit of fairness and justice. In a news conference in Abuja, the coordinator of the forum, Aaron Atimas, said in supporting the Southeast for the speakership of the House of Representatives, they are not unaware of the zoning of the office and that of the Senate President to the South, West, and Northeast, respectively, by the national leadership of the party. Atimas also disclosed that the forum has endorsed Nkiruka Onye-Gio-Cha for the position of Speaker, considering a wealth of experience as a full-time member of the House and a former local government chairman with a lot of grassroots support. The group said the Southeast is craving for better participation and representation in the present political dispensation, adding that the major crux of their demand is to enable the party to grow in that region going forward. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has said reports of an impending fuel scarcity due to purported refusal by some oil marketers to leave products from depots was false. The NNPC, in a statement by its Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Indu Ugamadu, appealed to Nigerians to disregard the rumor. Ugamadu explained that the tale was fabricated by mischief makers with intent to create undue panic in the prevailing sanity in the fuel supply and distribution matrix across the country. He said that the NNPC has over 1 billion liters of petrol in stock, while imports of 48 vessels of 50 million liters each have been committed for the month of April 2019 alone. Ugamadu reiterated that the pump price of petrol remained 145 naira per liter. The United Nations Children's Agency has raised concern over the number of children recruited and killed by non-state armed groups in northeast of Nigeria. The UNICEF, in a statement, said more than 3,000 children between the ages of 13 and 17 were recruited by non-state armed groups between 2013 and 2017. The agency disclosed that in addition to the children, 432 children were killed and maimed, while 180 were abducted and 43 girls were sexually abused in the region in 2018. UNICEF, however, promised to continue to offer its support to the Nigerian government in its strong efforts to protect children across the country. It said the 5 years anniversary of the abduction of the Chibok girls, which will be marked on April 14, is an ugly reminder that widespread abductions of children and grave violations of children's rights have continued to take place in the Northeast. On the foreign scene, the military leaders who carried out a coup in Sudan have sought to reassure people that their only concern is public order. A spokesman of the military says Sudan's future will be decided by the protesters who took to the streets to demand President Omar al-Bashir's removal. But protesters remain camped out in the streets of Khartoum, fearing the coup leaders are too close to Bashir. In the meantime, the military says it will not extradite Bashir on war crimes charges. Bashir is the subject of 2 international arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court, which accuses him of organizing war crimes and crimes against humanity in Sudan's Darfur region between 2003 and 2008. However, he may be put on trial inside Sudan according to the military council set up after the coup. On entertainment, 9 Nigerian creative artists, some of which include Omotala Jalade Ekehinde, Femi Kuti, and Tiva Savage, are billed to speak at the 2019 Cannes Lion Festival. The Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity is a global event for those working in creative communications, advertising, and related fields. It is considered the largest gathering of the advertising and creative communications industry. The 5-day festival, incorporating the awarding of the Lions Awards, will hold from June 17 to June 2, 2019. They will be speaking alongside globally renowned media and advertising practitioners, including Shonda Rhimes, Winnie Allo, and Alfonso Cuarón. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. Rivers State Police Command has announced a restriction of movement in 4 local government areas of the state during the supplementary elections tomorrow. President Mahmoud Buhari will tomorrow travel to Chad for an extraordinary session of the Conference of Heads of State and Government of the Community of Sahel-Saharan States, CENSAD. The NNPC has urged Nigerians to disregard the trending reports of impending fuel scarcity and increase in pump price. On the foreign scene, the Sudanese military has reached out to protesters who are calling for a complete overhaul of the government. That was the news as edited by Victor Aziama. For comments and enquiries, please call 0815-341-8657 or 0814-434-3532 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
So you're still thinking of me, just like I know you should. I cannot give you everything, you know I wish I could. I'm so high at the moment, I'm so caught up in this. Yeah, we're just young, dumb and broke, but we still got love to give. While we're young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, broke high school kid. Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold, have a seat in the foyer. Take a number. I was lightning before the thunder. Thunder, 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 lightning and the thunder, thunder. Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, 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 thunder. We have so much in common. We argue all the time. You always say I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right. They say you're basic, they say you're easy. You're always riding in the backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleed. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder, 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 feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, young, dumb and broke. Young, dumb, broke high school kids. Young, dumb, broke high school kids. Thunder, thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder, thunder. Young, dumb, broke high school kids.
Bang,